What's up, YouTube? Silver Dragons here, and the U.S. national debt is now over $27 trillion. But that is not even the scariest part. So we're going to talk about that, and also we're going to talk about what this means for silver and gold. All right, let's do it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so U.S. national debt getting out of control. Let's go over to the computer and we can look at the website, usdebtclock.org. All right, there it is, 27 trillion, 22 billion, 259 million. Oh, sorry, 260 million is the U.S. national debt currently. So I'm filming this October 7th, 2020. Now, just 1 month ago, on September 6th, I posted a video right here on YouTube, of course, and the U.S. national debt at that time was 26.7 trillion. All right, so it's gone up quite a bit, 300 billion at least, just in the last month. Now, if you think that's crazy, back in March, it was sitting at 23 trillion. All right, so we're up like 4 trillion since March. And this is kind of scary, right? This is the U.S. national debt. Now, what do you think the interest is on this? How much do you think the U.S. government has to pay in interest just to maintain this massive amount of debt? Well, if you guessed $1 billion a day, well, you're correct. It's about $1 billion just to maintain this. Can you imagine if for yourself you actually had to pay that much in interest? Okay, I bet a lot of people out there probably couldn't even pay $100 a day to maintain any level of debt. So this is absolutely insane. If we were to try and pay this back, then every household would have to pay $1,000 a month, not for a year, not for 10 years, for over 17 years. That's how hard it would be to pay this back. Wow, so obviously that's not going to happen. The U.S. government has said, oh, they don't care about the debt. They're just going to keep on creating more currency because we're in a down economy and there's no other way to fix the problem. So anyway, as I mentioned, yeah, 27 trillion, that's crazy. It actually passed the 27 trillion mark on October 2nd, 2020. So mark that in your calendars if you like. But the craziest part, I think, is the predictions going into the future. So here on usdebtclock.org, we can see what it currently is, but also they tell us what they think it's going to be moving forward from here. So the last time we looked at 2028, the prediction was 79.6 trillion. That was a month ago. So 79.6. Let's see what it has gone up to now. 84 trillion dollars. Wow. So when I first saw this, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It's gone up that much. In just a month, they think we're going to add an additional over $4 trillion to the U.S. national debt going out 8 years from now. Okay, all right, so we're definitely in for a wake-up call here. I mean, if they keep continuing to increase the national debt at these levels, this is not going to be good for the U.S. dollar. I mean, it's going to get dramatically weaker. I'm talking dramatically weaker. Do you remember the dollar menu at McDonald's? Some places still have it right now. That is not going to be the case in the next decade. You're probably looking at $5 to maybe even $10 menu. All right, so yeah, we're going to have some serious inflation. And the consequence of inflation really is just, yes, everything will cost more, so your dollar will be worth less. So hopefully everyone will be making a lot more an hour at their jobs, right? Probably not. So this is basically going to make us all poorer, which is unfortunate. But there is a solution, okay? There's a way to protect yourself from this. And of course, I'm referring to buying silver and buying gold. So let's go talk about that a little bit more. All right, so there you go. Quite crazy numbers to see, right? I mean, we've crossed over the 27 trillion mark now, with just being at 23 trillion back in March. And that prediction going out to 2028, that is quite crazy. So, I mean, it's just a prediction, right? I don't know what sort of algorithm they're using to figure that out. I don't know who's pushing the numbers into the database and doing all the magic to see what they think it's going to be. But, if that does turn out to be the case, that'll be a weaker US dollar for sure. So, as I mentioned, there's a way to protect yourself from that. If you have cash in a savings, if you have numbers on a computer screen in a digital savings account in a bank, then maybe you should think about converting some of that into silver and into gold, because silver and gold are a hedge against inflation, of course. Now, I think it is important to have some cash on hand. Always, you got to have some cash, but not a lot. So maybe as little as $1,000 in physical cash on hand. So you could get $20 bills or whatever you want to do. But $1,000, really, I mean, do you need more than that for emergencies? Really, beyond that, you should have your money in precious metals. I strongly believe that. I don't think you should have massive amounts of savings that are not in precious metals, because these are so great to protect against inflation. And it looks like we are going to have massive inflation moving forward. So do I know that to be the case? Is that an absolute certainty? Of course not. I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot predict the future, but I mean, look at all of these things. Look at what's happening in the world, right? We're in a down economy. They're going to be creating more currency, undoubtedly. So anyway, I would say buy some silver, buy some gold. One of my favorite places to shop online is SD Bullion. I'll have a link down below in the description. Definitely check them out if you haven't yet. Third largest bullion dealer in the nation. Very trusted, very reliable, and great prices. They've got great sales, so definitely check them out. Okay, so real quick, if you're not sure what a hedge against inflation means, let me break it down for you really simply. All right, so we're back at the US debt clock, and we're going to use the college tuition and healthcare costs as an example to show how good of a hedge against inflation silver and gold can be. So look at the bottom left and the bottom middle. It shows in the year 2000 how much those cost. Now, just keep in mind, the U.S. national debt was about $5.6 trillion in the year 2000, so it's gone up quite a bit since then. So let's say in 2000 you decided you had $10,000 and you wanted to put it either in a savings account in a bank, or you want to put it into precious metals. Now, you probably already have other investments, you're well diversified, and so this is just your money in savings, okay? Now, let's talk about what would have performed better, the money in the savings account or the money in precious metals. So maybe you have a really good savings account, it's got a pretty good percentage, and you end up getting, I don't know, let's say $1,000 over the 20 years. Right now, that would not be the case. If you had your money in the savings account 20 years from now, if nothing changes, you're not going to have any more money. It's going to be right around $10,000. But let's just say it went up to $11,000. So the college tuition cost in 2000, you could have bought about a year, and healthcare costs in 2000, you could have bought about 2 years of healthcare. But now, because the dollar is so much weaker, you can buy not even 1 year of college tuition and not even 1 year of healthcare costs. Okay, so yeah, your dollars in savings did not do very well. Now, let's say you had put that money into precious metals. So back in 2000, gold was about $280 an ounce, and silver was about $5 an ounce. So you could have bought 35.7 ounces of gold or about 2,000 ounces of silver. So the silver today would be worth, at our price of $23.80 as I'm filming, it would be worth over $47,000. And the gold, with the price of $1,893, that's the current spot price for gold, you'd be looking at over $67,000 in gold. So clearly, both gold and silver have done way, way better over a long period of time. This just proves how great of a hedge against inflation they are. So not only did you retain all of your buying power, but in fact, you're able to buy much more because you saved in precious metals. Now, I personally, I've been buying silver, I've been buying gold for several years, and so I've amassed a nice little stockpile for myself, but it's not enough, okay? I'm still buying more. So in fact, a couple days ago, went out, bought a few 100 ounces of silver, and I also bought some gold. I think it's good to diversify and buy not just one or the other, but actually buy both. Now it's really up to you. How much do you want to put into silver and how much do you want to put into gold? You know, I think that right now silver might be a little bit more undervalued, so you might have a little bit more potential, at least in the short term, if you put some a little bit extra into silver. So I would definitely go heavier on the silver side. But a couple of the gold pieces that I recently picked up, we have this 1 ounce dragon, which is pretty cool. It is 1 full ounce of gold, which is nice, really heavy in the hand. I bought it because it's the year of the dragon, 1988. And these are pretty hard to find, and so that was the reason I picked it up. Also, I do love dragons. This is the Silver Dragon channel, so I snagged that one. Really great price I got on it. And I also picked up one of my favorite gold coins to buy. It is an American Gold Eagle. This is a little 1/10 ouncer here. I think it's 2016 is the year, and they're of course changing the designs on these next year, so this little design here with the eagles will be different. So got to get as many of these as you can before they change the designs. If you want to know what the best type of gold to be buying is, I did recently make a video on that. I'll put a link up in the corner as well as a link down below in the description of this video. Check that out if you want to be buying gold, but you're not exactly sure what the best kind to be buying is, because there's a lot of different options, right? You could get coins, you could get bars, some people buy jewelry or scrap gold or other things like that. And so definitely check that out if you're not a pro in buying gold. And of course, I've made videos about buying silver. Most of the videos on my channel are actually about silver, so you can scroll through and find some of those if you like. So anyway, what do you think about the massive increase in the U.S. national debt just over this year, but also the predictions moving out into the future? Do you think that's actually going to come true? Do you think we're going to eventually hit $100 trillion probably in a decade? We will have to wait and see. But anyway, I want to say a massive thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you all in the next one. Silver Dragons out.